tell you, these guys
You are now tuned in to the Acting Up Podcast.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Acting Up Podcast. I'm your boy Cisco Reyes.
and I'm Malik Barnhard.
Yes, and today we have a very, very, very special guest.
Very special guest?
Man, this dude,
How special?
Cream Corn from Black Dynamite. You know about that? Varnell Davis from Martin.
Oh, not Varnell.
Varnell. What's that line you said before?
Oh, I have a 10-mile pond in the back.
Don't forget the catfish.
Catfish are great this time of year.
Yo, I'm telling you, this guy has been in so many, and what kills me is the name of his characters in all the movies. I mean, come on. In CB4, he was Weird Warren, or Ace Ventura. One of my favorite roles that he played was the Tiny Warrior.
He kicked a little ass in that one, though.
or from you Spike Lee fans in Bamboozled, Sleeping Eat.
Yeah.
Or Joanna Man, Puffy Smoky Smoke.
Well, who is he? Who is he?
So we got my man Tommy Davidson in the house.
Popping up his mouth.
What up, Tommy?
What
Don't
up,
forget
man?
the Brown family. Don't forget Oscar Brown now. Today! Just glad y'all came all the way down here.
Yo, Tommy.
Took a helicopter.
First of all, I gotta say thanks for having us. The sound is going a little bit crazy because we're in the mountains somewhere. I mean, we in an undisclosed location. I can't tell you everything. I have to kill somebody.
Cave.
I don't know.
We're at
But
Iron Man's house.
But as you can see, we have the great Tommy Davidson behind us and right over my shoulder right here, on the side of my shoulder. I can't hear myself speaking anymore, Cisco, because he did something. Okay, there we go. Tommy,
Sound man.
man, it's a pleasure. It's
Thanks
a
for having me,
pleasure
man.
to be on our show.
Thanks for inviting us,
You're our
man.
first guest. We never had a guest on the show before.
Really?
Yeah, how you doing?
Are you serious?
How the hell are you? I tricked you.
You see that guy's nose growing?
Yeah.
You ever see that commercial?
Yeah.
That's Malik.
Yeah.
I told Tommy, I said, Madonna was just here with us last week. You should come on the show. Hurry up.
I was like, oh, wait a minute. His nose looks like a boxing glove. What's happening?
Tommy,
man.
you know I love you, man, 100%.
We've been knowing each other forever, boy.
For a long time, you know, I mean, we traveled together. I mean, not together, but ironically, we landed in the same
A
spot.
lot of the same spots.
Yeah, and we had a great time. That's when I found out you were fluent in Spanish. Yeah, in Spanish, you know what I mean? Tommy,
Telemundo.
that part.
Yo, that's you? And you know what's crazy? And I guarantee you don't probably remember it, but we met on Cousin Skeeter.
Whoa.
Yes, I was just a stand-in on Cousin Skeeter, but I was looking at you. I was like, I know I've met
done
Tommy
so
before.
much.
You've done so much,
all
man.
about that.
Yeah,
my
man.
God.
We met on Cousin Skeeter damn near like 18 years. That was 2000.
That was 2000.
Wow, that was like 20 years
That was
ago.
2000, yeah. That was when Woo came out with me and Jada.
Say word.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Booty Call. I did like probably about 15 movies in Canada.
Oh, shit.
Like, Booty Call.
Those were all in Canada?
Woo,
Toronto?
Yeah, all of them was in Toronto and New York City.
Wow.
Yeah.
Woo, I did a Halloween movie for Disney. I did a Christmas
What,
movie for
Vancouver or Toronto?
Disney. Toronto.
Okay.
Toronto, yeah.
I used to love
Toronto, eh?
I love Toronto. I love Toronto.
Oh
boy.
my God. So Tommy, we I mean, I wanna talk about, if we could,
Sure.
your upbringing. Where the hell do you come from?
Woo, that's a long story. I don't even know. I still don't know. Well, actually, the way this all started was I was actually abandoned in the trash, as an infant. So my mother that raised me was walking by this pile of trash, and something told her to look under this tire. It's incredible. And she saw my foot, saw a baby's foot sticking out the trash.
Wow.
When she moved the trash out of the way, she saw me there, unconscious. I had a shirt on that said, "I will be president in 20," and the rest was ripped. And so I was, 20, yeah, you're right. It says a 20 and rip, And of course, I'm not going to go into my Obama thing right now, but I got to tell you, Malik,
Obama is one of the people that can take something that's unimportant and make it sound presidential.
Right,
Right.
that's for sure.
But you got to give the thumb.
Like for instance, Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. They're part of an essential breakfast. If you look at them, you'll see a carafe of orange juice and you'll see a carafe of milk and bananas and apples all next to the cereal. But that's part of a complete breakfast. Now, it's not the complete breakfast because it's all sugar. But Tony the Tiger is very friendly with children, not like Michael Jackson, a whole other thing. And he rocks this blue bandana. That's not a thing, you know what I mean? So not only is he familiar with children, not only is it a part of an essential breakfast, but Kellogg's Frosted Flakes are great.
Now, when your mom seen your foot and she lifted up that tire, did you say that to her?
No, I did not.
I guarantee she did not know that she just found the most talented child.
Man, thank you, man.
How many months were you when that?
18. And it
18
took me
months.
3 months to heal in the hospital because I was in a coma. I had contusions in my skull, had been starved. So I moved from there to Wyoming and Fort Collins, Colorado. My family's white. So
Wait, you say Fort
in
Collins?
1966.
Wow.
Yeah, so, but I didn't know I was black. See, I thought I was just brown, you know, because I grew up in farms and mountains and all of this stuff. So a cat could have kittens, and it could be a brown cat, black one, white kitten, you know, speckled kitten, gray kitten.
Right.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, or I see a horse. You know, a horse could be a white horse. It could have a
Spots on his ass.
yeah,
All kind of shit.
all kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I thought I was a brown one. You see?
Interesting.
Of us until I got to D.C. When I got to D.C., it was during the riots in '68. So it was fires, tanks. My sister and brother with me, and we didn't know what was going on. We started playing with the kids in the neighborhood. Well, we didn't have a chance because they kicked our ass. The black kids kicked our ass every day. We was fighting like 18, 20 black people at the same time. And they was calling my brother and sister white cracker and calling me white cracker lover. So I went to my mother. I'm like, why are they calling me a white cracker lover? I like graham crackers. Right. I'm 5 years old.
Yeah, you don't know that.
You know
That's
what I mean?
true. Right.
She said, that's what people your color call people our color when they don't like them. And I was like, that's stupid. Then I moved to the suburbs because it got so bad. This is the first time I heard the word nigger. Because grown men, I'd be riding my bike and I look up and they jump out the car and chase me. Kill that nigger. And as teenagers, grown men, I was barely getting in the house, so we finally moved to an integrated neighborhood. And I was still confused on the black thing because I'm like, you call me black, but I'm brown. We call you white, but you're beige because I got my colors out of the crayons.
Yeah.
You know? And so all of that went away because I moved to the suburbs. I'm right outside of D.C. And when the white boys came at me then with the nigger, some black guys stood behind me and the white guys ran the other way. Black ever since.
You talking about PG County? That's when you lived in Bethesda, Maryland. So I went to Morgan State University. in
Okay,
Baltimore.
so you know about that then?
Yes, I do.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
So that's the way it came about, but I think the versatility I have in my life and all of that came from just that duality, you know? So, and just wondering why people hated each other so much.
How do you feel now? Like, how do you liken it to like the Black Lives Matter movement? What's going on now? Because I moved to Florida as a young kid, about 12, and I got chased, called niggers. You know, we'll kill you, all that. So I experienced that culture.
We'll kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it made me hate a little bit, but I didn't really have hate in my heart.
Because you're a kid.
Right. I'm just hating because just for the sake of hating.
Right.
But it's not real.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
And when I got introduced to white folks on a one-on-one basis, everything changed. The dynamics of that so-called hate that was really wasn't there changed. How do you liken that to now?
I mean, you know, I liken it to now that racism is an ism and not a wasm. So it's like sexism is something that always has been here, but I believe it got dug up. You know, we had found a way to start living together through the Civil Rights Movement, Vietnam War, and all that stuff. You know,
Right.
And it got dug up by certain politicians. You know, that dug that up, and once it rears its head, it's on like popcorn.
Right.
You know, Black lives always mattered, but something real interesting happened.
What's
Somebody stopped the whole world and got a captive audience. Said, everybody go home. And everybody sit in front of your TV, everybody in the world.
and then he pointed at who was doing the dirt. See, and I used to be like, how could this thing part the Red Sea?
Yeah.
But this thing stopped the world, took everybody home, captive audience, billions and billions of people looking at the TV, and then it pointed and said, you make up your mind who's doing the dirt. And it took that to get a change. You see? It took all of that to get a change. So, you know, I truly believe we are way ahead of where we used to be. It's just that 8 years we ran the world.
Yeah.
It seemed to be kind of scary to some people, I guess. You know, so it seemed like they said, okay, well, the best black person that you got ain't worse the worst one we got. It's a psychological warfare.
Right, for sure. And
So
then
we
you
forget.
have the people that
And
don't
forget.
believe it's changing. You know,
We forget.
conspiracy theorists. They never believe anything. You know what I mean? So I think that the biggest change is that we have to understand that black folks are not monolithic.
They're
You know
not.
what I mean?
We're universal. And
There's no
we're everywhere.
black guy that can come to you and say like, man, white people, man, white man.
Right,
devil,
right.
man,
Everybody-
white
yeah,
man."
everybody got
Nobody
their-
can
yeah.
because you have a whole history that you can't erase that. And nobody can say, yo man, you brother. You know what I mean? It just don't
Undeniable
work.
now.
Right,
Undeniable.
Oh yeah, and history is being finally corrected because everything that they taught us in high school, those whatever they wanted us to learn now, whether it's through social media, the internet, and everything, you're seeing history being corrected through saying, hey, did you? I mean, matter of fact, did you know that a black guy rode with Paul Revere? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's all being pointed out now.
And I was really surprised that came from Fox News. They did a whole expose on that, on all the black that we had no idea these heroes
Right,
that existed.
right.
Fox
Right.
News is
You know,
changing.
I mean,
Yeah,
but the crazy is
yeah.
to see a white person be like, "Wow, I had no idea." And it's like, and of course, we do our own research. We have to do our own research
right.
as black and brown people. You know what I mean?
And some things are fact.
That's right.
You know, the fact of the matter is, you know, Congress took one knee, okay? But that was the same Congress that said it was okay to chain us together.
Right.
So there has been a change. It's just that it's to the advantage of the people who are getting the change
Always.
Right.
Always.
for us to think there ain't no change.
Right.
You see, they getting the change.
I see that for sure.
Right.
See?
For sure.
Yeah, so we running into a store grabbing an armful of jeans and ain't tried one of them on. You know what I mean?
Hey, one of them's got to fit.
Yeah.
I mean, but it ain't no different than the cops picking one of us. One of us got to fit the
Yeah,
the script.
fit the
Or maybe none of us.
Fit the description.
Now,
No.
Tommy, like, where are you now in your career? Because I mean, you do this iconic Sammy Davis, and I always say,
And he means iconic. He doesn't mean he doesn't mean iconic.
exactly, man.
Hold on, Malik. Let me get this thing out of here. And pow, hit a home run in my own house. You know. So yeah, he means iconic. Click, click, click.
Hey, babe.
Ball in. You know,
Now, I always want to see this guy come to life on the big screen.
Yeah.
working on it.
Re-
Working on it. That's where I am now. Now I'm at the point where I do what I want to do. You know, it's been enough time. You know what I mean? It's been enough time where I've worked with everybody in the business. Spike, Keenan, Arsenio, whoever, Jamie.
Right.
And it just, the gift I have is something that is meant to be shared. So now I'm in all facets of the business: music, TV, streaming.
Yeah, and
know.
you do. I mean, Living Color told us that you have a great voice.
Thank you.
You
Thank
can hold a note. You can carry a note. Kind of like
I mean, for y'all those of you who aren't here, there is a grand piano behind us that.
I think it's gold.
It's gold. It's still grand. You can see it. Oh yeah.
Hold on, the mothers may jump out of it. I don't, you know.
I mean, I seen that one on Bugs Bunny before. That's a piano.
Hey, they say I don't ask any questions no more, so I'm gonna ask a question.
Yes.
I'm gonna throw it to you. saw you on Sway and Tech. Something that the world doesn't know because I didn't know it, and I know you. You were Golden Gloves?
Yeah.
Tommy beat your ass. What you
Yeah, but I don't know about all that. You can ask that. Yeah, I don't know about all that, but I competed since I was 12 till I was 18, and yeah, I did good. I did really good.
Nice.
Yeah,
No,
I did. I
the
did
word on
really.
the street is
Wait.
you was nice.
What was it? A featherweight or?
It was super bantam.
It goes
Yo,
Tyson
yeah,
and
yeah.
Tommy.
They fight. They fight to the
So it's
death.
112, and so, but as a 15-year-old, I went to bantam, which is 119. So I was fighting 32-year-old Mexicans. So I had to be nice. You know what I mean? Y'all from LA, y'all know that. I'm fighting for my life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure one of the biggest fights of your life was the Apollo.
Oh yeah. That,
Like
actually,
you won
Yeah.
amateur night at the
Yeah.
Apollo.
Yeah.
How crazy was that, and how good did you feel after you accomplished that?
I actually didn't think much about it because I didn't get into comedy consciously. I didn't say I'm gonna get into comedy. A friend of mine, Howard, who I grew up with, thought I was funny all my life. You know, Howard was one of my best friends, had like 15 brothers and sisters. He was the poorest dude I ever seen. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, they had moving blankets on their bed. You know what I mean? That was their real blanket. Yeah. They had the nerve to set up a habit trail. I'm like, the rat's gonna get in that. You know what I mean? Yeah, the rat's gonna love that. You know what I mean? Got a nerve to have an ant farm. with all them roaches. You know what I mean? So he told me, man, you know, I told him I had got a job as an assistant chef at the Ramada Inn. And that was a good job for someone who's 17, you know what I mean? And he said, man, you the stupidest motherfucker I ever met. He said, if I had the talent you had, I'd have been in Hollywood a long time ago. You met Eddie Murphy, you can write your own ticket.
Right.
So I was like, man, get out my face. You just mad you ain't got a job. So what he did was he came to my house and he told me, hey, I got your job at the Penthouse. The Penthouse was the worst strip club you ever seen in your life.
In DC, right?
In DC.
Penthouse strip club.
I finally got down there, and the guy said, you got 5 minutes. And I looked at Howard, I said, well, what am I supposed to say? And Howard said, nigga, I don't care what you say. Just say something. And from the first thing I said, people laughed. And I'm here with y'all.
Wow.
It just happened. So Paulo, anything that came in front of me, it was nothing because I was a natural.
You were on autopilot.
Yeah.
So out of all your characters that you do, and you do a lot of them, which ones are your favorite?
I think Sweet Tooth Jones probably the little karate teacher.
Yo, sweet.
He didn't want to come out. He got a bald head, and he said, "You know, I'm gonna whip a hunky ass." You know what I mean?
Right.
Y'all, karate, protecting your body, sugar bear, lottie dotty.
You know what I mean? That was and probably the biggest thing I did was Michael Jackson Black and White.
Yeah.
When I did that, because
Yeah.
Michael Jackson was at his peak.
Right.
I did, if I'm black or white, you tell me. We don't know. And we did the whole video, and the video was just like the thing on TV.
Have you ever met Mike?
I did.
Really?
I did. Mike actually called me and asked me to host a party at his house.
Wow.
And I was like, is this really Michael Jackson?
Yes.
And he's like, yes, it is. And I was like, oh. And then his assistant called me, a friend of mine. She said, he really wants you. He don't want any other comedian.
Wow.
So I met him there. And when I first got there, they wouldn't let me, because I was running the whole show at MC. The dude in the truck said, I don't know you. You ain't doing it. And so they called Michael Jackson. He's walking this way with the Fruit of Islam. I'm walking towards him. First thing I notice is like, this dude is big.
What do you mean, big, tall?
Like big,
Oh,
yeah. I'm like,
wow.
if you got caught in the elevator with him,
His hands.
I see his hands were like
hands were like this
you
big.
gotta remember, he got 5 brothers, so.
He had
you know
Joe
what I mean?
Jackson
Yeah,
hands.
man.
Yeah, right.
Bobby Brown
He
hands.
had to block them, motherfuckers.
Yeah, Bobby Brown hands, man. And so, you know, he came up to me, he hugged me, he said, thanks for doing this. Man, by the time I got back in the truck, everybody was like, with their hands clasped.
You thought you was with the FOI.
Yeah, I was like, maybe they're gonna keep me here. Maybe I can't leave. Yeah.
That is amazing. That's dope, man. That's dope. What about, okay, so music. You're a lover of music, of course. I just said you had a great voice. Musically, are you touching any music now?
Yeah, I'm starting to mess around with some smooth jazz, stuff that feels good to me.
Jazz.
Yeah.
Like you're playing? Or?
Yeah, playing and singing, you know.
Wow.
And so it's about time that I get into the music industry. But I want to go in it with something I'm really familiar with, and then the rest can catch up with me. I do it all. But I just want to go in there and really, you know, do some really beautiful stuff and start with my heart and then work my way out.
Well, jazz is dope because it's timeless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not an age thing, you know, like hip hop or, you know, pop, R&B. It's an age thing. You're too old to be in this. You can't be in this.
Right.
And it's messed up that hip hop does that, because I put Rakim against even an old ass Nas against any of these cats nowadays.
Right. But that's, you know, hip hop is complex now because it's changed with the times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I can't be that old person that says, you know, later for the new stuff, I try to get with.
I'm
what they're
dropping
doing.
my first
You know what I mean?
album.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
But it just seems like that the main idea of the rappers that I hear, not all of them, the goal seems to be, you know, I got a swimming pool of liquor, gonna dive in it. I got my Nina in my car.
Right.
You know, it seems to be turned against us.
Right.
Yeah.
And propped to go against each other. And I thought that Biggie and Pac taught that lesson.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they didn't learn shit from it.
They didn't learn shit from it. But those are our kids. Those are our people. And this is the world that they're dealing with. The world that they're dealing with now ain't the same world that we were dealing with.
Right. For
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? So we might actually fight with our hands back then.
Yeah, I'm quick to choke him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
he's
grab him.
been
now,
known,
right, yeah,
as
right
you can see,
Right.
he's been known to choke.
But you know, now you got to watch for the Impala turning the corner. You know what I mean?
so you don't wanna use-
nice car.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
You want to
Yeah. So, but I think optimistically we're doing very, very well, and I talk about Africans worldwide because of our diaspora, because of the slave trade. We're everywhere in the world. We're the only nation besides Ram or Gypsies. We're the only nation that's everywhere in the world.
Right.
So we speak every language, and we're the leaders. African Americans are the leaders of the new world.
Wow.
Because we got Haiti, we got Ghana, we got
Right.
Kenya, we got France, we got Spain. You know, so it turned around. So my great grandmother that pushed shit out of an intestine so I can grow up big and strong, I answered her prayer.
That's right.
Now we
I
here.
love that. I love. Now, Tommy, are you because you have so much knowledge? Are you directing anything? Are you looking to produce any films or television? Anything like that?
Well, I formed a new company called One Song, and the log line is, I act for the one who begat me with affection. That came from Amenhotep III, and it's symbolic of both my mothers.
Right.
And it's everything. It's book, literature, education. It's TV, movies, scripted, non-scripted. It's everything. And you and me, we got this thing, C'est la vie. I saw his film, and it was like, man, I got to do that. And he my man, because I called him. I said, I want to do that. He was like, it's an honor.
Word.
So everything is limitless. Everything is limitless. Like the director who's directing, this. You know, we came in, our roads met, and we were like, they met, but not yet. You see what I'm saying? It's only not yet.
Yeah.
And coincidentally,
Right.
bam, here we are again. And that's the way.
It's all
What's
timing.
his name?
That's the way. I forgot his name.
He should have kept his mouth shut. Money making Mitch. Yeah, and shout out to Money Making Mitch, inside guy in the house. You know what I mean?
He knows that. He knows that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a suave when he came in front of the camera. Y'all remember Suave from Brave? Yeah.
Right.
Is that Suave?
So your journey, man. Like I was reading about it, and I'm like, man, it's like it's definitely comparable to a lot of our journeys, except for your earlier life. But like when you came to North Hollywood, you ended up living in the same building as Martin Lawrence.
Wow.
You know, that's crazy. So did you guys bond immediately on a comedy tip? Did you guys collaborate, or were you guys just two different people?
We're
You know
from
what I mean?
DC. So we both ended up at the same club at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, he moved out here at the same time I moved out here, and we stayed linked. You know, right now I'm executive
Like me and him.
producing. Yeah, I'm executive producing a project with him on BET.
Oh, dope.
Unnamed for now, but
Dope.
we're
Congrats.
rolling, and we were able to keep that bond over the years, and that's not something that's easy to do, because one thing that the business can do to a friendship is pit you against
Right.
each other.
Turn
Right.
against your
You know,
family,
yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
Isolate you.
Yeah.
And then also the ups and downs that you
Mm-hmm.
go through as an artist. You know, I mean, your own personal ups
Mm-hmm.
and downs, you know, can also drive you away from good people,
Mm-hmm.
and then also bring you back around. You know what I mean? Because I mean, me and Malik, we've had our ups and downs, and then, you know,
It's
but
life.
here we are. You know, 20
it's
years
life.
strong. You know, and so I mean, that's the one thing that's hard to do in LA is to keep that bond and continue that, especially if you're able to make some music, some project.
Right,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, create.
Exactly.
But the two things to watch out for is the business is full of people that are engaged in negative competitivism and an inflated sense of self. So if you have both of those going, then there's no room for collab.
Right.
You see.
And what could you give the people out there advice to avoid that?
I would say be true to yourself. Don't be afraid to give. In giving, you get. With an open hand, you can receive and give. With a closed hand, you can do either. And so we have to remember that, because it's an old habit. It's a habit that was built through slavery, you know, because of the denying us of everything. Then we had to go for self no matter what.
Right.
And it's not the case now. We're on full scholarship.
Wow. I love it.
Yes,
On
sir.
that note, we got to close out, Tommy. I know
Thank
you
you,
got to
man.
run. We have to run. Thanks
Yes.
for having us.
Man, leave.
I love you,
But
bro.
hold up, Tommy. Where can everybody out there? Because you know you got a lot of fans out there. Where can they get a hold of you? How can they get in touch with you?
Right.
You know what I mean?
The real Tommy has IG, and then I just go with TommyDavidson.net. You can go there and go everywhere.
Globally, okay.
That goes to my Twitter. That goes to everything.
Every time I try to end the show, Tommy, Cisco says, "Well, hold up." You know?
Got-
Well, I mean, I
love it, though.
I just don't want
He's
you to
on
get
point.
out of here and then
He's
be
on
like,
point.
oh, how do we get a hold of him? And you're
Right.
like, you know
Real
what,
Tommy Cat.
just hit me on the hip and I'll call Tommy for you.
Oh man, I ain't heard that in a long time. Thank y'all, man. Appreciate
thanks
it.
for
Nah,
having
we
us.
appreciate you, man,
Yes,
for
sir.
everything that you've done. You've opened a lot of doors for a lot of people throughout these years. You've made us laugh. You've made us cry. And, you know, we appreciate this. This is an honor. You know, Acting Up Podcast, you never know who we going to have. And, you know what I mean? Yo, thank
I'd say
you.
if I had to put one word to Tommy, I would say unselfish. You know what? He gave me $100 in St. Thomas when I needed it. Hey, listen, brother, I
And he
know.
never gave it back.
I was about to say, you sure you want to say that, Malik? You might have to pay that back real quick.
Thank y'all, man.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yes, sir.
Acting Up Podcast. I am Malik Barnhart.
And I'm Cisco Reyes. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. You guys follow us on IG at Acting Up. All right?
Yes, sir.
Peace.